Good morning, all. I'm probably frozen as I was told by Jim. So if I'm stuck in one spot, hopefully you can all hear me. Jim, you can hear me, right?
Yeah, we can hear you. Yep.
Great. Hopefully that corrects itself. But folks, stay tuned. On today's episode, we have with us Ryan Weaver, military veteran, country music artist, headliner at the Warrior Weekend for the Warrior Shield Foundation coming up in September. He is here to join us. He's going to tell us all about his career, about the event. And we're going to talk politics too with Ryan. He is not afraid to speak his mind. Stay tuned. You do not want to miss that. Folks, that so much more, Jim, on what?
From the Patriots Prayer Network, coming to you live. Two guys, one coup.
Lost in the crowd, truth hides deep, burying the noise. Left hand deals lies, can't stifle the choice. Fight back rage, flames in the night. No more chains, break free from the fright. Eyes clear now, vision in the dark. We stand up, never bow to the mark. We are the storm, we are the fight. Two guys, one coup, bringing light. No more lies, no more games. Stand tall and truth, break the chains. They spit and scream, push buttons in the dark. Yet we rise, never crumble in the park. Paint our faces with colors bright. March ahead in the dead of night. Shattered dreams won't silence us now. Left and right mix poison in the vow. But we see through, we feel the beat.
Wake the hell up, America. If that doesn't wake you up, I don't know what will. Before we bring Ryan on, let's hear from our sponsor, Jim. I'm going to take a look at that shirt you got on there. Freaking amazing. Beautiful designs. Veteran supported, family owned and operated. Grit Gear Apparel and Lock and Load Coffee. Let's hear from them real quick. We'll get Brian up here. Here we go.
Grit is defined as firmness of character, unyielding courage in the face of hardship or danger. At Grit Gear Apparel, we honor all military, police, fire, public service, and patriotic Americans, both men and women regardless of color, creed, or religion. Our brand represents the love and freedom for our country, the heroism of all our men and women, and the principles of what this wonderful country was built on. Our goal is to regenerate the sense of patriotism and to spark the American pride within us, to stand together in the toughest times and become victorious, to preserve all our freedoms, to honor our flag, and to respect the men and women who have fought and died for us to have these freedoms. Wear our brand with pride, with a sense of patriotism, and as a statement for the love of our country. Whether you're military, public official, or civilian, our brand is for you. Together we stand as Americans.
That's right, folks. Grit Gear Apparel. So that's gritgearapparel.com and lockandloadcoffee.com. Use coupon code 2GUYS and you get 10% off of your first order. So you're helping an American first family owned and operated company, veteran supported. I'm telling you, folks, you got to go there. It's not just the apparel, but the coffee. They've got all sorts of other things for you to look at. Mugs
right now.
You're drinking the coffee right now in one of their beautiful travel mugs, Jim. That is for sure. Folks, let me tell you a little bit about our guest, and we'll bring him on. Ryan Weaver. He's a celebrated country music artist and a proud U.S. Army veteran known for his powerful storytelling and passionate performances. Born into a military family, Ryan's journey is deeply rooted in service and sacrifice. After enlisting in the U.S. Army, he served as a Black Hawk helicopter pilot and became a highly decorated combat veteran. Tragically, Ryan lost both his brother and brother-in-law, who were also military aviators, in separate incidents while they were serving their country. These profound losses fueled Ryan's commitment to honoring the legacy of fallen heroes and supporting his fellow veterans. Transitioning from the battlefield to the stage, Ryan has used his music as a vehicle to share his story and connect with audiences on a deeply emotional level. His songs resonate with themes of patriotism, resilience, and hope, making him a beloved figure in both the country music scene and the veteran community. In addition to his music career, Ryan is actively involved in veteran advocacy through his partnership with the Warrior Shield Foundation. He is also dedicated to using his voice and platform to raise awareness about the challenges veterans face and to support initiatives that provide them with the care and resources they need. Ryan is also a key figure in events like the Warrior Fest, which we will talk about, where he is the headliner and continues to uplift and empower the veteran community. So whether on stage or in service, Ryan's life and career are a testament to his unwavering commitment to his country and those who serve it. Let's waste no time, Jim. Let's bring in Mr. Ryan Weaver, the myth, the legend. There he comes. What's up, brother?
What's going on?
What's going on? Am I still frozen?
We got a good morning here from Rich.
Hey,
there's Rich.
The pressure's on.
I gotta be honest with you, that's the first time I've seen the brick and mortar. I've seen some pictures and stuff, but that was a great commercial for them. I have to get up to their brick and mortar store. Maybe we can do a parking lot concert or something up there. That's a pretty cool store.
Great.
A lot of my shirts are in there. I'm pretty stoked about that to see it in the front window and all that. Thanks, Rich. I appreciate y'all putting that stuff up.
Yeah.
It's only 4 hours from me, so I might be making a Christmas visit to buy a lot of Christmas gifts.
Yeah, that picture has attracted a lot of people to the shop. It's kept away the cockroaches, you know.
Yeah.
Other than that,
definitely.
So it's double cost. It's done well. So.
I completely understand that. Cockroaches and rats. You gotta. If you don't have cats, just put a Ryan Weaver picture up.
Yeah, that's right. Keeps Democrats out too, so another benefit. Ryan, before we get into all that, let's. You've been on the show before, but since we're on our new network, there may be a lot out there who don't really know who you are. I kind of explained it, maybe told too much. I don't know, but if you want to maybe go in a little bit on what drove you to service, what was the inspiration to do so, and then it just kind of transitioned into this music career, phenomenal music career. Tell us how that all began, and then we'll get into the nitty gritty about the Warrior Shield Foundation and the Warrior Fest coming up.
That was a pretty extensive bio, pretty much listed out everything that happened along the way. I mean, I was deployed to Iraq. I did military. Let me digress. I went in straight out of high school. Okay. My brothers were Rangers in the Ranger Regiment. My oldest brother Steve was 2nd to 75th. Aaron was 3rd to 75th. I joined in 91 and went military intelligence. I wasn't as hardcore as they were, and did military intelligence up until E6 promotable. I actually got to E6 promotable. For all of you out there who don't know what a command sergeant major is, Tim Waltz did not make it to that, but I did make it to E6 promotable. I'm just saying, not being Tim Waltz, I did make it to that rank. And then I went to Warrant Officer Candidate School and made it to W1, not being Tim Waltz. And then as a W2, I was restationed to Germany, and then I went to Iraq, not being Tim Waltz. And I served in combat doing that. But anyway, but Aaron was with the 82nd. I was with the 1st Armored Division. I was at Baghdad International. He was at Al Taqaddum, just southwest of Fallujah. And he was a cancer survivor, non-deployable. Got a waiver to be deployed to combat, and had to get biometric blood screenings on that waiver. Mm-hmm. And on his way to one of those biometric blood screenings, the medevac helicopter, he was a passenger and was shot down. He was killed in action. And I came home from Iraq to his funeral, walked behind my brother's flag-covered caisson, through my hometown into my high school football stadium, not being Tim Waltz. Just saying, the sacrifice. A lot of folks don't understand that. I know that I'm getting off on a tangent to politics.
Nope, go right
away,
ahead.
but
Nope, this is why we have you here.
Yep.
a lot of folks don't understand why our military service members out there across social media are so pissed off about this. They're really they don't, and especially as a member of a 2-time Gold Star family, because my brother-in-law Randy was piloting a Black Hawk in Afghanistan in 2013, and an IED took his aircraft out of the sky and he rolled down 500 feet of mountainside. They actually found him in the cockpit, in his seat, his pilot seat, with his service pistol, his service handgun, and his survival knife in his hands, and he had broken every single bone in his body. That is what service is. That's what sacrifice is. That is what our heroes are willing to do for this country and for their fellow man. That is not what Tim Walz was willing to do.
Correct.
And he also was willing to lie about it over and over and over again.
There's the key.
And then still continues to lie about it. Now they're lying about it.
Yep, exactly.
And it's just for me as a veteran, almost 20 years, 8 months, 7 days. I usually just round it up to 21 because it's easier to say that.
Yeah,
it's close enough. 20 3/4 years. You know, and a combat veteran, and experiencing 2 military funerals in my family.
Yep.
When someone is the scum of the earth, they claim stolen valor.
Yep.
When they have no honor, they claim stolen valor. And if they are going to be in an administration potentially that is going to take care of my brothers and sisters in arms, and they're willing to lie about what they've already done. I mean, he served for 20-something years. Just that's all he would have been fine with that.
Yep, correct.
I mean, he would have been fine with that. But
that's what I'm saying. Why not be proud of the fact that you did serve at least? You know, that's fine, and be proud of it.
Just leave it at that.
That's your record. I served.
Be honest.
Be honest.
Just be honest.
It's the lie, and remember, stolen valor used to be. It used to be.
It's a crime. I mean, it's a crime. But the thing is, you know, if he wasn't using his military service to say he had the experience that makes him the subject matter expert in taking away our First and Second Amendment rights, because now he's talking about taking away both of those. If you disagree politically with somebody, he's openly talking about that, but he's using his military service that he didn't do.
Right.
He's using combat experience. He's using his fake rank. We talked about the challenge coin prior to getting on here. Folks, he actually had a challenge coin designed with Command Sergeant Major on it. He's been giving those challenge coins out to every single person that he deems worthy of getting a challenge coin from a fake Command Sergeant Major. Wow. I mean, and that's even disrespectful to the people he's given that challenge coin to.
Correct.
A lot of folks don't realize what that means. And I know that we're at the beginning of the show and we're supposed to be talking about me and my career and whatnot, but this is one of the things that it's just like, you're going to try and make a vice president and a previous senator and a prosecutor who failed in every stage of their adult life,
correct,
and professional life, failed in every stage, has no metric to show success, has done the complete opposite, completely destroyed this country. And then they pick a VP that is a white straight male, supposedly the enemy of everything.
Yes,
according to their platform. And he has blatantly lied about his military service. He was lying about his military service, saying he went to combat when his cities were burning to the ground and people were losing everything that they had. When people were being killed in the streets. He was lying about all that and embracing the damage that he was causing to a state. There's only one reason why they would pick 2 people like that, to be controllable in that regard, because it's amazing to me to see how you have their voters who had everything tossed, their voices, their votes tossed in the garbage. Completely disregarded while they were screaming they're saving democracy. And then they're going to pick somebody who lied about his military service, lied about combat, lied about his rank, lied about all that stuff. And now they're just expecting you to not remember what you've seen, heard, and experienced over the past 3.5 years, plus what this guy did to his state and what he's doing now. And it's blowing my mind how people are actually paying attention to this,
correct,
and believing it. They're actually believing what these people are saying. And 100% false.
Yep.
There's no, oh, well, there's a caveat here. No, it's 100% false. They're just lying. And what are they going to, if they're touchable now, like he's touchable. Harris is, she's up in the elite. Obviously she's up in with the elites, and this guy is touchable. Yeah. When he was lying about all this stuff, he was touchable. Wait till if he gets voted in. I don't want to say, hopefully, God forsaken, it doesn't happen.
But it does not.
Did never think that was going to happen in the last election either. But having said that, wait till he gets into a position where he's untouchable.
Correct.
Imagine what he's going to do at that point, because there's no. I mean, it's going to be bad.
Yeah. What is really odd about and what really frustrates me is because the people on the left don't care. They don't care about this. They flat out don't care. The media is not going to talk about it. They're not going to bring it up. They're not, and if they do bring it up, it's going to basically be saying we are lying, and all the ex-soldiers who went through all of this, Gold Star families, etc., who were active, it bothers them, and there's no question about it. How it should bother you, because
it should.
The whole thing about this guy's story. It smelled from the beginning, but
it did.
Aside from just that, the guy is not who we want for this country. I mean,
correct.
Of course, neither is Kamala, but I
guess he's further left, and
to
even think that there would be somebody further left than Harris is beyond me. But I mean, I mean, the other thing that I wanted to stress when you said, us combat veterans and us veterans, all of us who have served out there, I'm in the Vote for America campaign, been working with the Vote for America campaign, and a lot of folks don't realize the vast number of hunters, gun owners, and veterans that are not registered to vote.
Right.
You're
10 million
signed on the dotted line to serve our country. You were willing to pay the ultimate sacrifice or price, excuse me, to sacrifice your life for your fellow American. Hunters and gun owners out there who appreciate their Second Amendment rights. You're not even voicing your own opinions. So you can't have the argument, or you can't even get in the debate of the left throwing away the votes for Biden to insert a candidate if you're not even willing to voice your own your own opinions and vote for who you want to have. Because a lot of folks are out there, they feel disenfranchised.
Yes.
They feel like that their vote doesn't count. I mean, it does. It really does. And you're given that right. You were willing to fight for that right for somebody else. And the challenge for the Vote for America thing is, I'm putting this out here at the beginning. So the challenge for the Vote for America thing is find a fellow veteran or a fellow hunter, a fellow gun owner, take them to register to vote, help them to register to vote, and then bring 4 of your friends to the voting poll.
Correct.
Bring 4 of your friends with you, and get 5 votes at one time. And it does, even if you're not whoever you decide that you want to vote for, it's not just about that. But it's having. I think that once you start getting into the policies of either side, you're going to see Trump is not perfect. Trump is never going to be perfect. But what we're going to see on the other side of the aisle is, it's going to it has already started destroying this country. So you can go based off of what you've seen.
Based off, that's right.
Yep.
You can't just say, this is possibly going to happen, so it's fear mongering. No, look at what's already happened. They're already going for they're already talking about it. Kamala Harris just said yesterday, day before. Immediately, one of the things, if Congress doesn't put it in, she's going to sign an EO for for AR confiscation.
Yes.
Not for buyback, not for any AR confiscation.
That's right. Door
That's
to door.
Not going to go over very well.
Into your home. Exactly is what she's going to do. This is a simple matrix to use. You've got Harris from California. You've got Walz from Minnesota. Is there anything else to say about it? Really? Both literal, and I'm not talking about the people there. I'm not talking about, you get outside of the major cities, Minneapolis, St. Paul, you get outside of Los Angeles, San Francisco, those areas. Those are hardworking, true American people that care about their, you have basically 12 major cities that are running this country. With the help of the explicit or the media itself, pushing that narrative. But Minneapolis, St. Paul, it's a shithole. It's turned into a shithole. They allowed it to.
So is San Francisco.
Walz was responsible
so is LA.
for that.
So
is LA. So is San Francisco. I don't care how much Newsom's trying to clean it up now. He created it. Kamala Harris was part of that regime, before she got into the Senate and became the most progressive senator and now you have the most progressive governor in the nation, running. It makes you wonder, right? And it makes us wonder, what do they know we don't know? And when we talk about our votes not counting, we all felt it. We all know in 2020. We can't sugarcoat it, and I don't care. There's no way Joe Biden won that election. There's no way he received the most votes of any presidential candidate in the history of our nation. Just didn't happen, right? And so when we talk about, geez, they're going to do it again, and they've brought illegals into the country, and they're just using their names, and that's not untrue. They have a way that and a path forward they see for them winning this election, and it's not a legal path forward. So that's why the vote's important. If 100 million of us strong stand out there and vote, you said it. You got the shirts. Too big to rig. It's absolutely true. They can't overcompensate that. So the importance of going out to vote, whether you think that your vote doesn't matter or didn't matter in 2020, and a lot of us think we got screwed over in that election, you got to go out and vote. So the message is absolutely right. That Vote for America, I'm going to look into that. I haven't looked into that a lot, so I want to know a little bit more.
My hopes are that obviously the Trump campaign is spending a great deal of time, effort, and money on the legal side at the polling points, and that's correct. I think is going to be an extremely important thing, is having the legal side covered at the polling points to make sure that the laws are being followed, and having the poll watchers are getting information out there to folks out in the public, conservative poll watchers primarily, because I don't usually get a whole lot of liberal poll watcher notes on my social media because the algorithm isn't throwing that stuff my way. Correct. But they're talking about if someone writes on your ballot that it's considered illegitimate, just different things like that, and educating voters on the legalities behind things. And now more than ever, I think, because last time there was really not a lot of, I think there are going to be a lot more folks that are putting information out in real time when it's happening all over social media, to the point to where it's going to be hopefully more clear if there's anything going wrong or illegal. But yeah, I think Laura Trump is really doing she seems incredibly intelligent. She seems like she's got her, based off of what I've heard her talk about, a great plan to make sure that the legal side of it. And what I don't understand is why anybody would not want it to be a legitimate legal vote. Like, why wouldn't you on the left and right want it to be? And especially seeing that in 2016, the left was screaming for 4 years that the election was rigged, and that they hacked Russia, the Dominion machine. Then all of a sudden, none of that stuff could happen in 2020 because their guy won. And then we're saying that elections are. Well, why not just secure it? The way, if your guy or your gal wins or loses, you legitimately know that it was legal and that it was right. I don't understand why anybody would want something otherwise, unless they know that they can cheat and they're going to win, and that's all they care about. They don't care about what they lose. They don't care about what they lose when they win. When they supposedly win the election.
They don't care.
All you got to, anyone, if they just looked at the basic foundation of the life they have right now, look around them and say, is my life better off because we cheated and Biden, when became supposedly the most popular president in the history of the United States? What did they lose? Or how is your life better? And if it's not, then you should want it to be a secure election, honest election.
Well, the left wants Venezuela. That's exactly. They even Kamala even touted and congratulated the people of Venezuela for choosing. Well, they didn't choose. They chose a different candidate than the one that was put in there. So that's what they want. They don't care. They honestly don't care. And I have people out there that honestly, if Trump doesn't get elected, they don't care how the election is ran.
Exactly.
And that it's a sick way. But the media has made Trump such an enemy. And
I don't get it. I would love to know what metric they're using other than fact that they don't like the guy.
That's it.
What is causing you to decide, other than the fact that you don't like the way the guy talks and the things that he says? Tell me what he's done to personally make your life worse. In the 4 years that he was president, what did he do to make your life personally worse?
Correct.
And can you give me a list of what Biden in this administration, what Harris is planning on doing, which is
Oh,
copying Trump's policies or not doing anything at all.
yeah.
What, how was your life made any better? And that's that. I mean, I vote for politicians to act, to make my life better and make my life worse in the ways that they possibly can. And I also vote for politicians to leave me the fuck alone.
Yeah, that's right.
I mean,
you got that right. That's exactly right.
I vote on them to leave me alone, less government and those kind of things. That's another thing. Going to go off on a tangent here. Well, how did the left all of a sudden become the party of we want more government and we love war?
Yeah. When did that happen? Correct.
When did that's the exact opposite of the peace, love, and happiness in Woodstock and you know all that. What happened from the 1970s to now that the party all of a sudden, let's just fund endless wars. Let's just have the government control everything that you want. You know, every decision that you're going to make in your life. I cannot believe they're actually supporting the fact that Tim Walz signed into the legislation that if parents don't agree with their children's sexual identification, and if they want to have transition surgery, that the state can take their kids away.
It's a sanctuary state. What
parent? And I don't care if you're left or right. What parent would say that's okay?
And that's the thing. When we go on, when we talk about this, and Jim and I do a lot, you know, we find that there's literally, it seems like a 10% on either side is really, that's the loud voices that you're hearing. You know, all Republicans are extreme right. Well, of course, common sense in America first is an extreme right position now to them, but that's because that's what they've portrayed, you know, through the media and the last 8 years. And then you've got the whack jobs on the left that are just controlling their party. We've talked, listen, we just spent a week and we talked to a bunch of liberals. I mean, we were kind of forced to, but we talked to, and I'm telling you, most of them do not agree with partial birth abortions or late term abortions, or they don't agree with transitioning children into their, but they don't like Trump. They don't like what he says. They don't like what you've heard. They don't like what the media's portrayed to you. But the policies and your pocketbook and how the country was, the direction it was going, you have had to have liked, but it doesn't matter because they've pushed the abortion issue, and it's a woman's rights issue. According to them, even though he gave it, you know, he didn't, the Supreme Court gave it back to the states like we should in a republic and a sovereign nation. And they just don't like the man. So it's an anything but Trump mentality out there. And it's hard to get through to those son of a bitches. It's hard to get through to them.
Take what you said one step further, Ryan. I believe that if I live in Indiana, so if a counselor in a school in Indiana takes a kid to Minnesota, that Minnesota will not acknowledge that is kidnapping. So as long as that individual is in Minnesota, they can't be prosecuted. Now that's what we initially heard. It sounds like that's what the law is. But if this is the case, you're right. This man is now going to be vice president.
That's what our nation's going to be with these two.
This whole thing is scary.
It's scary. It's scary. Yeah,
and the thing is it's based off a lie. Everything is based with this campaign is based off a lie. I mean, the AI generated photos, the stealing Trump talking points on tips. She signed a freaking bill that allowed the IRS to go after people who were not accounting for their tips.
Yep.
I mean, she signed and this bill. Look at when she actually signed it. It's not like she signed it 15 years ago.
Correct.
You know, she recently signed it. Signed this bill. All that, but then the biggest thing on the abortion issue that really gets me is this: like the federal government had control over your abortion rights.
Yes,
the federal government had control over your abortion rights.
Correct.
Whether you wanted to or you didn't, whether you agree or disagree, it's not a hey, we're banning all abortions or we're allowing all abortions. If someone their choice is to either be against abortion or be for abortion, that it's their choice, and do whatever you want to. What I agree with or what I disagree with doesn't matter. But the fact that you as an individual prefer that the federal government have control over your abortion rights, as opposed to allowing constitutionally the right way your abortion rights to be down at the state free to vote on them. Essentially, that ruling gave you a voice again
Correct.
to be able to choose whether you want abortion rights or not. And whether you agree with somebody or disagree with someone, you have the right to vote on it now.
That's right.
And let's just take it all back to where this all started. The whole Roe versus Wade was a lie anyway.
To begin with. Yep.
Yeah.
It was a complete farce. In fact, it was a political stunt that turned into a very much like what you're seeing happening with Trump. It turned into a political stunt for getting votes and power.
Yep.
And it was based off a lie. The girl testified and said that, or after the fact, she said, yeah, they just told me that this is what I was supposed to say, and I was scared, so I said whatever they said, and
and that's it.
So once again, this campaign is based off of a lie, and the going after triggering the whole abortion. Nobody's going to be affected by what happened with the Supreme Court issue, because everybody was still going out of state if a state didn't allow you to get an abortion. Nothing changed other than taking the control of abortion rights out of the federal government into the state governments. Nothing changed. But hey, we can all be emotional about it because, they're attacking women's rights. The same people that said that I should be segregated because I didn't get the vaccination because I have one kidney that I was born without, and kidney failures are the biggest ADR. So I did not want to get the vaccination to die from it potentially.
Yes.
So I should be segregated, but that's not my choice to do with my body. But once again, though, that's the federal government.
That's the federal government
choosing for you what you're going to do or what you're not going to do with your body.
Yep.
So the hypocrisy is just crazy. The lies are crazy. So why don't we just get back to some common sense and say, you know what? I mean, I can sit down with any liberal and have a conversation, and 9 times out of 10, we end up doing shots of tequila and drinking beers and agreeing on 90% of the stuff that we're talking about. There are some things off to the left and the right that we won't necessarily agree on. But if I could present contextual fact to them, have a legitimate debate, and not get emotionally charged about it, and not sit behind giant thumbs that take the emotion and the humanity out of the conversation, which is what's happening with our phones. Generally speaking, we're gonna agree on the vast majority of things, unless somebody's batshit crazy, and then there've been a few conversations like that where there's no
10% on either side we're talking about is the batshit
both
crazy
sides.
people.
The 80% of us needs to silence the 10% and say, okay, guys, let's get back to common sense.
They can't have us united. They literally cannot have us united.
I see you guys have comments going, and I can't see them.
I know, Jim. If you could see it, pop.
I got.
Is there anybody that
there's a troll on here. That's the Canadian though. So
but the one thing I want to put out here again is here's one. Pennsylvania has already said they don't think the count will be completed by the end of election night.
They've already said it. They've already prepared us. Yep.
So we know what that means, right?
Oh yeah,
we know what that means. But
DeSantis, he actually put it out there. He's like, count the number of votes that Pennsylvania has coming in and the number of votes that we have coming in, and how is it that we can get this shit done, but you guys can't?
Right.
Well, there's a reason why. It's clearly a reason why.
Oh, here you go. Here's the
troll from Canada.
Oh, you're gonna have more friends than that. Trump's gonna lose. That doesn't.
He's got no dog in this fight. I don't give a shit.
I don't give a shit. We just want to.
You got no dog in this fight. Yeah. You got blackface Trudeau that you vote for.
Did you?
I mean, if that's the way that you're, if that's the way you think, you voted for blackface Trudeau, who has done nothing but destroy your life.
Correct.
Up there in Canada. So you got no dog in this fight. I don't give a shit.
None whatsoever. None whatsoever.
So here's a comment. From a friend of ours.
We
you
know.
are definitely not Tim Walz. You're a true patriot.
That's grit gear.
That's great gear. That's great gear.
Here's a good point. Hey, it's good to see Harris is now a conservative. She is copying Trump's platform with no tax on
That's what she just said in Nevada. It's like no tax.
They say the best form of flattery is imitation.
Yep. And I like it because a CBS reporter called her out on it and said, "Where have I heard that before? No tax on tips." So I was actually shocked that they actually called her out on that.
Yeah, I mean, if you could just sit here and listen to what she has to say and then look at what she does, that's the thing. Like I said, I vote for politicians based off of action.
Correct.
I don't base. They can make promises for days, but if you don't see, results, when has Harris done anything to make anybody's life better in the history of being a prosecutor, a senator, and vice president?
I mean, besides Willie Brown, Besides
I mean, the rest of us,
the
America.
rest of us. the rest of us.
Yeah, I mean,
listen,
yeah,
Ryan,
she did hold somebody in on death row, withholding DNA evidence that could have potentially exonerated them. She did have over 600 drug cases thrown out for prosecutorial misconduct.
Yep.
You know,
she can't form a full sentence
there's
without
nothing
a
that you could
teleprompter.
show on her record that's been successful.
Nothing.
And that's what I vote for. I got a laundry list of things that Trump did for veterans when he was in his 4 years. I have a laundry list that I personally directly benefited from as a veteran and a Gold Star family member. I know, and he did those things as EOs. So it was direct action that he took while he was president. And I served underneath 4 presidents. I got to see the benefits and the downfalls of each one of those presidents, whether it be politically or just what they decided to do. And and I mean, Trump, he's been a veteran first president. He was a veteran first president from day one. He was signing in legislation immediately to get us better care, choice, extending good, decent policies that Obama actually had some decent policies for us as veterans. He extended those policies that were going to expire. I mean, and credit him or not, he didn't have to. It's kind of like the tax cut that we have as a middle class that Biden is letting expire that Trump put in there. Well, it's a good policy. It's working for it. The border policies, they were working. It's working. Okay, so yes, Biden extended Trump's policies. Give him some credit. I gave Obama some credit. He had some good policies as far as our choice for medical care in the civilian sector outside of military installations.
And Trump had good policies despite everybody against him. And I mean everybody, including the media, the left, the lies. Since he came down the elevator in 2015 or escalator in 2015, it's been nothing but lies. And despite all that, and then the lab created COVID that they brought over, despite all that, look what he was able to accomplish. Ryan, I want to get this Warrior Shield ad in real quick, then we can come back and talk about that if you don't mind. The Warrior,
be great.
Warrior Fest and all that.
We could go on for days about this shit, man.
I mean, we don't mind changing the name to Three Guys 1 2 if you want to be permanent. So just let us know.
That'd be great.
Let us know. Here, let's listen to this. We'll be right back.
Warrior Shield Foundation is here to unite, honor, and provide support for veterans, first responders, and Gold Star family members. The foundation will enable them to find the help they need through direct assistance or by connecting them with our shared vision network. Using data-driven models, we provide solutions that make a long-lasting difference. We, along with our partners, are dedicated to bringing together like-minded groups and individuals who have committed to making a difference in the lives of our hardworking, everyday heroes. We bridge the gap by connecting warriors or their families with the assistance they deserve and require, such as service dogs, wheelchairs, counseling, scholarships, and team-building retreats, to name a few. You can help right now to make a difference for those who have helped and protected us all. Warrior Shield Foundation, selflessly doing for those who need it most.
It's a long way to home, but you won't take the hard road all alone. Just look to your left and look to your right. You were born to fight. You gotta light 'em up.
You recognize
Ryan,
that
real
song?
quick,
That's a great commercial.
before we get into all of this, please tell everybody where they can hear that great song and other songs that you have. We'll talk about it again at the end of the show.
Yep, that was called Burn.
Tell them where they can go to.
I got to be honest with you. Yeah, that's my favorite. I don't know. I constantly listen to that song. It just amps me up. It gets me like that song just gets me, man. So I just I
appreciate it, man.
Yeah.
My website's ryanweaver.net. Pretty much everything that you want to find on there. Find music, shirts, shirt lines, my new watch line with Rockwell watches.
Oh, nice. Yeah.
I got my a new watch line out with Rockwell watches.
Cool.
Liberty Home Concealment. All my different brands are there. My music's there. The schedule of my calendar schedule of events is there. Kind of slim this year. Been spending a whole lot of time on my partner, whole lot more time on partner brands this year than concerts, but got a couple concerts in the works. Hopefully we'll get those done, but we got one right now, obviously the September 6th concert for Hero Fest. That'll be Friday night with the Warrior Shield Foundation supporting Sub-Zero mission. Super excited about this. There's a little bit of a backstory as far as the Sub-Zero mission and getting involved with the Warrior Shield Foundation. And I'm proud that I was able to help make that connection with those two organizations. Tim Hickey from Patch Ops, he's a class act. He's one of the most incredible human beings I've met in my history, in my entire time doing country music. He's as good as it gets. His heart's in the right place. He wants to support and help his brothers and sisters in arms, and other heroes as well. He was working with the Sub-Zero mission for homeless, on the homeless mission in his local area. And we released Let's Talk About Heroes in 2022, at the end of 2022. And excuse me. And we had when we released it, we did a VIP night to raise money for the Sub-Zero mission. And the concert itself, there was a proceeds split from the festival that we were going to do. Weather came in and kind of put a damper on things. But one of the cool things about that was they were helping veterans, and Tim was involved with helping homeless veterans, but they didn't have a straight, like a legal sub-component to that organization that was hero focused. So all you folks out there, if you're not familiar with the Warrior Shield Foundation, I was the vice president of the board for the inception of that. And I stepped down because I really wanted to focus on supporting them as an artist from the outside, as opposed to being, and plus I'm doing concerts for the organization. And the last thing that we wanted as an organization to see, for it to be any kind of a conflict of interest. I'd never voted on my own stuff. We made sure that anybody could check out the minutes. They're all public. Never voted on if I was going to do a concert for them or whatever. The board voted. I abstained. So we did it all legally. The organization is as good as it gets. Chance is one of my, I've got a few best friends in my life, and he's a brother to me. He's like family. He's a former federal air marshal. He's honest. He's a good man. His heart's in the right place. I think he's going to have to move from being being only volunteering for this organization, because he's doing so much. It's making it difficult for him to be able to keep a full-time job and make the impact that the Warrior Shield Foundation has the capabilities of making.
Correct.
But currently it is an all-volunteer organization. I think if there's anybody that needs to get paid for the work that he does on this, it's Chance, because he's just as good as it gets, and his heart and soul is in it. But having said that, we needed that veteran component to the Sub-Zero mission for the Warrior Shield Foundation to support, because they only support heroes and hero nonprofits. So it has to be hero focused, has to support heroes, hero nonprofits. And so Tim went to the board and got the veteran sub component to the Sub-Zero mission, to where all of the money, all of the funds that come from the Warrior Shield Foundation will be earmarked specifically for homeless veterans, to support homeless veterans, getting them the clothing that they need, boots, sleeping bags, getting them shelter if they need it, getting them food, everything that, as a homeless veteran, and they're working on programs to get them off the streets as well. Obviously that's a huge component to it, because giving somebody a jacket and boots is an amazing near-term support for that homeless veteran, but getting them off the streets and finding help for them as well is a huge component. And I know Tim has talked about doing that as well. This Warrior Weekend, everybody's going to be there. I mean, Tim's going to be there. Patch Ops is going to be there. His family's going to be. It's a huge fellowship. I've talked to you guys about this. It's a great fellowship weekend. Bo Bice. I'm going off on a
go ahead. Yeah,
But talking about the organizations themselves, I mean, we've done. I can't remember the number of years. I got to look back at the number of years. Chance was with a motorcycle club prior to this, and was doing things for New Morris Hospital for children's cancer and different things. And then he started focusing on supporting contractors through the Benghazi guys, nonprofit organizations. And then the Warrior Shield Foundation evolved into what it is today. The events are amazing. You're going to have a great time. The people that are there, you're going to see their hearts are into it, and the fellowship is amazing. You're going to make friendships that are going to last a lifetime, and you're going to know and trust that if you're putting your money behind this, if you're sponsoring, if you're buying tickets, if you're doing whatever, the money is going to an amazing cause ran by amazing people who have their hearts in the right place. There are a lot of nonprofit organizations out there that are questionable, that their numbers are questionable. Chance's numbers are out in public. Sub-Zero Missions numbers are out in public. They're doing, I don't know the specific dollar amount, but I know that in order to get certain ratings for nonprofits, your dollar amount has to be above a certain, the certain portion of your dollar has to go right back to the cause.
Yep.
I think the Warrior Shield Foundation has got to be sitting at the top of the list on that because they're only covering minimal administrative costs and obviously what it costs to put the events on. But they've made hundreds of thousands of dollars for small or regional nonprofit organizations that really need this money and are grassroots driven, working for, in the local communities and regional communities to do great things for our heroes. That's why I put my name behind them. I don't put my name behind a nonprofit organization if they're not doing what they're supposed to do, or their numbers aren't where they are or where they need to be. And the people, the relationships are extremely important. So if any of you are listening to this and you're thinking about potentially coming, the hotel is incredible. We got an amazing concert happening Friday night. I'll talk a little bit more about that. The gala on Saturday night is an awesome opportunity to get to know all of these folks there, the concert as well, and in the after parties where we hang out and we have some drinks and we talk and we just tell stories, and that fellowship for veterans is a huge thing too. But if you're thinking about coming to this weekend but you haven't made a decision, you're not going to regret it. You're not going to regret it one bit. You're going to find another family. I would say, Grit Gear, they experienced it when I got involved with them. They came down, they're like, wow. This is absolutely incredible. And everybody that comes, they generally speaking, they want to come right back the next year. Because you see that folks are doing the right thing and trying to make a difference.
That's the important part.
I don't know if a lot of folks know this or not, but 95%, above 95%, more than, I don't know if the percentage is above 95%, of all funds that are raised for the hero community and nonprofits are raised by the hero community.
Wow.
Think about that. Less than 1% of the entire United States has ever served in the military. And if you think about it, you have less than 1% of the entire United States, as far as the veterans are concerned, are contributing back to veterans, their brothers and sisters in arms. Imagine what we could do for our hero communities. That's law enforcement, first responder, military communities. Imagine what we could do for those communities if the civilian populace got involved with these hero nonprofits as much as the military side. Now, I will also say this, I'll throw a caveat out there. There are a great number of civilians that have gotten involved with the Warrior Shield Foundation that are absolutely incredible, that wholeheartedly support our heroes. And that is incredibly inspiring to me to see folks who come from outside the hero community that may have a family member or not. We've got folks that are like, I've always just wanted to support our heroes, and I don't have any family members. I never served. I wanted to, but I had a disqualification or something, whatever it may be. And they get so actively involved in this, and it's inspiring. If you watch my music videos, there are a lot of those folks that have come to be part of the Warrior Shield Foundation and supported her in my music videos, because my music videos all have my family and friends and people that I know personally, and that all bunch in these videos where you get to see that firsthand when you come down for that weekend. And if you're on the fence about it, just come. Have a great weekend. Stay for an extra couple of days and go to the parks in Orlando, whatever it may be.
It's right there in Orlando. So
it's great.
It's great that you said that, because our government seems to be forgetting about our veterans. And they care more about these illegals that are coming into this country, making sure they're housed and fed, and
get medical treatment at VA center.
It's great that organizations like this are actually out there to help the people that we're living why we can live because of them. And it's it's great.
Talk about the concert now that you're headlining, my friend. You are the headliner. And the list goes on of the songs. Of course, let's talk about Heroes, which we played during that Grit Gear commercial, and of course
Mhm.
Burn, but there's so many more. But tell us about the concert itself. Who else is going to be there? What that entails? Because I'm telling you, there's a lot that Jim and I are looking forward to about this weekend. Pretty much everything. The concert is obviously clearly one of them.
Yeah.
Obviously we want to see that and be a part of it. We can't wait to. Tell us all about it.
Yeah, I mean, we've had the Hero Fest. There's been chance to put a concert or some sort of entertainment for each one of the events. I haven't performed at all of them. I performed at a few of them. But this one, last year I was the opening act, and this year Chance decided to make me the headliner, which I'm incredibly honored.
Yes.
We've gotten to know over the past few years Bo Bice from American Idol. Man, what a great guy. I mean, just he loves our heroes. He's incredibly patriotic, one of the most talented individuals I've ever seen. Just such a nice guy. The hang afterwards, like just hanging out and chatting with him when we're just, you got to be on as an artist, but he is he's extremely genuine when it comes to conversation and just who he is. Just a great guy. He supported the Warrior Shield Foundation, become part of the Warrior Shield Foundation family. And to have Bo Bice of American Idol opening up for me is pretty incredible. Pretty cool. I actually, honestly, I had a conversation with Chance, and I said, "Are you sure?" Because he's got a much bigger name than I do. And Chance said, "You've supported this organization for the number of years that you've supported this organization. You always bring a lot to the table. You're part of the family. And we think that you should headline it on this one." And I trust his. Yeah, I trust his.
Somebody who can't beat Carrie Underwood. Come on, I mean, come on.
To come in second to her is like coming in first to everybody else. Somewhat.
I'm sure if Chance could, if the regional or local nonprofit of the Warrior Shield Foundation could afford a Carrie Underwood and to bring in, but that's a whole lot of money going to something that has nothing
won anyways. That's not the point. I wanted a recount. That was the first election I thought was rigged, actually.
Yeah, there you go. But so we got 3 bands. We got an opening act, and then we got Bo Bice, and then we've got and I need to apologize because I'm brain farting right now. Do you guys have the opening act's name?
Yeah, I think so.
I'm brain farting. I apologize, and I will shake every one of their hands and apologize to him for forgetting, because I've said their name like 20 times and it's lost on me.
Nope, that's fine. We'll find it. We'll
find it. I've seen them perform before. They're actually very, very good. Going to be a great party getting things started. Bo Bice is going to come out. I'm sure blow the roof off the place.
Yeah.
We've added several unique elements to my show specifically for this one. We've added some unique elements to the show that nobody's seen before. And in my number of years of doing concerts, I mean, I've been doing concerts since 2006, and unlike Tim Waltz, but anyway, but we've changed a few things. While I was on active duty, not deployed to combat. That's what honest is. That's honest.
That's right.
Anyway,
that's right.
But we're adding a bunch of stuff to the show that's going to be really unique. The guys are super stoked about it. Gonna have some great crowd interaction stuff, giveaways, you name it. The show's going to be, and hopefully I'm going to know ahead of time if I'm limited, if there's a sound ordinance where I have a hard stop, because the last show, we had live shows are great. In that there are technical difficulties, as you got to see when we were starting this off.
We know.
You have technical difficulties and things that are going to happen. It is what it is. It's you can and sometimes that can cause a sound check to go long, or a band has problems in the middle of their show, or something ends up happening. Anyway, I ended up starting late, ended up having to cut my show almost in half last year because the headliner wanted to do their whole show, and I wanted to respect the headliner. I think there was a hard stop to it. So hopefully this year we'll know what the hard stop is, and I'll get to do a full-on concert for everybody. But either way, if it's a 20-minute concert or an hour and a half concert, we're going to do the best we can to blow the roof off.
That's right.
That's how we roll.
Yeah, we can't wait. We can't wait for it. Yeah, I'm sorry I wasn't able to find real quick who the
because I was looking
bands are
earlier.
opening one, but
I
we'll
think it's if you look on. I don't know if you could pull up Chance's Instagram. I know it's on there. I don't.
Oh,
I'm using my Instagram's on my the phone that I'm using for this right now. So I know that he posted it, and I can't believe I don't remember the name. Anyway, Chance, I'm sorry, brother. You can kick me in the Jimmy when I get down there. But yeah. But hey, everybody that's listening, I would encourage you, like, if you're going to come down, the way that I'm talking right now, this is me. I don't change who I am. I like everybody to feel when I'm up on stage and I'm performing that I'm just a normal dude getting to live the dream. Make it feel like anybody could be on stage with me doing the same exact thing. If they wanted to, or were driven enough to do it, and we're willing to embrace the suck when things aren't.
Embrace the suck. That's right.
But yeah, I mean, and that's how the whole weekend is. It's really like you're going to see people like John Tigan, one of Benghazi heroes.
That's super
He's
cool.
there. He's a normal dude. He'll sit down, have a conversation. I mean, you're just hanging out with people and getting to know them. And it doesn't matter whether you think, oh, I'm nobody special or what. Nobody considers themselves special at these events. I mean, obviously there's some celebrity in there. Greg Gadsden's going to be there. Great friend of mine. Greg Gadsden from Battleship, the movie Battleship.
You know? It's more special for us. Meaning, that's the thing. They don't act like they are. But for us, it sure is.
Down Brothers.
Yep.
Down Brothers. That's it.
Thank you.
Down Brothers.
Yep.
No Grit. No Rich. It's not the Downs brother. We don't have special needs people opening up for us.
Well, Rich is going to be there. I mean, sorry, Rich. That was
nothing wrong with special needs people.
Yeah.
Nothing wrong with special needs people.
No.
I'm sure that Canadian's probably going to have something to say about that.
I'm sure he is now.
He's been very quiet since.
Yeah.
So.
Speaking of special needs, back to Tim Walsh.
I think he realized he barked up the wrong tree with me.
Yeah, I think so.
Also, I'm looking forward to what you think of me. I'm looking forward to hearing that live. That's my favorite song. We've got a few new songs that are going to be in the set list.
Are they?
That haven't been released yet.
Yeah.
We were going to play one last year, but I got emotional during What You Think of Me, and I didn't want to ruin that song as well, because every time we do an acoustic version of What You Think of Me because it's so much more intimate.
I agree.
And it's every time I sing that song, I'm singing, I'm having a conversation with my brother. It kind of disappeared for that 3.5 minutes or whatever. Yeah, and I'm excited about that and some of the other things that we're adding to the mix. But I'm excited. The whole show is going to be cool. Anyway, if you guys want to have a good time, when we're done with the show, we all hang out together. It's not like if you're a VIP, there are some special things that you get obviously access to that other people don't get access to. And that helps raise money for the nonprofit. So that's great. But at the end of the night, everybody is, we're just hanging out together and you'll see John and I and Greg, and we'll all be hanging out. Greg and I, we love to drink tequila together. He is a tequila aficionado. Greg is like that boy. He and I are kind of tequila snobs. Wow. We like good tequila. Yeah. But and he's such an amazing, kind person. And you will see, like, you're going to be sitting there hanging out with a guy who is in this massive movie, who is the star of the movie, who is an incredible. After the fact that he's just an incredible patriot who sacrificed his legs for this country. Correct. You're just going to have such a great time. After we have a great party in the show, then we go and hang out afterwards and have fun after that. So
it's going to be.
Hopefully, anybody that's undecided is booking their tickets right now.
Decide, and we always say if you can't do it. Oh, go on. I'm sorry.
I'm thinking that if you're doing videos, I know a couple guys that can be there if you want us in the video. I'm just saying.
Yeah, I mean, if you have technical
in the background, not out front.
Yeah.
We don't have that look.
The only way I got to be honest with you, the only way that I can involve you guys in a on stage live performance is if you are in snorkel gear, a thong, and flippers.
exactly what
You got
Jim
it.
wears every Tuesday.
I wear it
I mean, if you aren't wearing flippers and your mask on with your
Yep.
snorkel in your mouth,
Yeah.
and a Speedo thong,
Yeah.
not just a normal Speedo. I want butt floss.
long speed, like you got to spin around in that speedo.
Oh,
like you're
wow.
not just showing the front. It's
We
got-
are going to turn this into a Harris. We're going to turn this into a Harris convention.
Yep.
Twerking.
Twerking.
And you got to talk. You got to get up there and sing a song about your wet.
Yeah, you know, as a song should be when a presidential candidate comes out. You know, that's the song that should be played. And
if you're not twerking, if I'm not seeing you twerking and throwing your junk everywhere,
I'm not voting for you.
Substandard. You're just not going to make the video.
What they didn't play is after they were done performing, they left. The people left because they only came to see the performer. That's
Jim,
two of them.
If you wore a Speedo, the people would come.
Hey,
if you promised the Speedo,
I have a feeling that if you two get up there and start twerking with a thong on, that my show is not going to go very well.
You don't think so?
I don't want to put her name up there, Ryan, but my wife commented, I don't want to put her name up there, but she said no on the Speedos.
No,
apparently she doesn't want to see me in a Speedo, is what she's saying.
Yeah, that's not what she told
I'm
me.
sorry, Jim's. What's your wife's name? Oh, you want to say her name out loud?
Say her Lori, that's fine. Yeah,
Lori's her name. Yeah.
I'm sorry, Lori, but Jim's just not going to become famous then.
I mean, how you know, how much? I mean, we're doing it for veterans, guys. We're doing it for
the country.
It's a good cause. We're doing it for our
country.
country.
Do it for your country.
Speedos for America. I mean, let's. Yeah, you think
we're going to do the grease thing. Do it for your country.
See me in that
country, for the love of God, it's the least we could do.
I have a feeling there'll be a bunch of people saying, "For the love of God, do it for your country and put something back on." They'd say the same thing for me. Oh, by the way, can I tell you a real quick story that has nothing to do with any of this?
You want, brother?
So my show last year. All right. I wear Worn Star jeans. They're like 80s rocker jeans.
Oh,
and they're really cool. They're unique. Yeah. One of the funniest constructive criticisms, which was really just telling me that I jacked whatever, were my pants that I wore last year.
Yeah.
They said rock and roll on the thigh. So if you look at some of my photos that Manny Cabo took for the album cover for Like a Love Song, they say rock and roll on them, and they got stars and stripes down the bottom.
Yeah.
And there were a bunch, because of the headliner last year. There were a bunch of young girls there.
Okay.
When I say young, teenagers, maybe 16, 17, whatever. My kids are in their 20s, which I don't talk about my kids. But I mean, I'm just saying. So there were some young girls there, and somebody was listening, and one of the girls was like, "His pants are way too tight."
Oh.
And I'm like, "Have you ever seen Luke Bryan in concert?"
I know.
Have you ever watched him in concert like that? And he's an awesome dude, and I love him. I mean, he's one of the, but have you ever seen Luke Bryan in concert? That dude paints his jeans on, man.
Yeah,
like he's like, and he's a freaking megastar. Jason Aldean. His are a little, he got tight there for a little bit, and then he started going back to the regular jeans. I mean, come on. It's like, my pants are too tight. And everybody said, yeah, those pants were like, wow. Yeah, and they were kind of loud. But I'm an 80s rocker by heart. You know what I'm saying? I'm an 80s rocker by heart. So it's I those kind of things, and that's the kind of things that you're going to experience at Warrior Week.
I was going to say, what are we to experience? I mean, I guess. I really never wanted to pay attention to your pants, Ryan, but now I have to. I guess in a way. You know?
They're not mine. It's Worn Star. I tried to get a partnership deal with them, but they said that you have to have a minimum of 200 shows a year and like 500,000 followers or something for them to do a partnership, which is fine. I mean, it is what it is. That's the only thing I haven't had. I've had cowboy boots, I've had shirts, I've had hats, I've had patches, I've had leather. I haven't had tennis shoes. I've had socks. I haven't had underwear. But I've had pretty much every clothing. And I do have
Speedos
some.
are open. I'm be wearing an open market. I mean, so
well, tell you what, everybody that's out there, the jeans that I'm going to wear for this show this year are the jeans that I wore on the Grand Ole Opry.
Oh, cool.
All right.
Nice.
I had them custom made by a friend, but
Yeah.
they're the jeans that I wore on the Grand Ole Opry. I'm going to bring those back out. And I was
Nice.
on the Grand Ole Opry on September 11th, 2015.
Oh,
So they
wow.
have been sitting on a hanger since 2015.
And
I
you-
hope I can fit in them.
I was going to say, have you tried them on
wow.
yet? Like that's the.
I hope I can fit in them.
Hey,
I'm
Ryan,
sure
we
you
have
will. Yep.
Buckeye McGrowan, who's a friend of ours. Matter of fact, she does a lot of work for us, but
She's a friend of
Rich,
the network.
we got
Yeah.
an idea for
McGrowan.
Rich.
Yeah,
We
it's
need Rich needs to have a speedo line.
yeah, Rich. You need a Speedo line. I mean, nothing says.
I'm just looking at the name.
Yeah. Oh, I know. That's the name they go. Yeah, the McGraw. There's a whole group of them. It's super. They're super cool. They're just like.
They're awesome.
Is she's out of Ohio? Are they out of Ohio?
course.
Is that why the
Great
buddy?
people
Yeah.
out of Ohio.
Buckeye
Yeah.
McGraw.
yeah.
Well, she's hey.
Yeah.
I don't know if she knows this or not, but the Pat Shops folks are out of Ohio as well.
Well, they are, and so is Grit
Yep.
Gear.
Yeah,
Grit Gear.
Grit Gear.
They're
So
brick and
Sub-Zero
mortars in
Mission's out of Ohio.
Yeah.
So she's in the if she can find out where the Sub-Zero Mission is around and maybe get involved with that organization on a volunteer basis.
That would
Just
be
something to
great.
think about.
That would,
Yeah.
that would be great. Absolutely great. Listen, this is my fault because I'm a little short on time as of some things that I had to do today. So I don't want to just abruptly on this, but I just want to kind of give you the last word on tell us again how we find you. Anything you want to say about the Warrior Shield Foundation again. We always say if you can't make it, at least go there and there's a silent auction, there's live auctions. You can bid on items, which will help the organization. You can also just donate if you want to the Warrior Shield
Absolutely.
Foundation.
Donation,
as well,
sponsorships.
Yep.
I know it's too late for the sponsorships to get on the shirt, but I know that but sponsorships are still available. If you want to sponsor, heroes to come to it and buy 50
Correct.
tickets to the concert or 100 tickets to the concert and sponsor that way to give a hero a free ticket to the concert, whatever it may be. Please do. If anybody wants to see the rest of my music videos or see, my speaking engagements, whatever it may be, RyanWeaver.net has all of my social media links on it. If anybody, if you're on social media, Ryan Weaver Country with a blue check mark is my primary Instagram and Facebook.
Yes.
If you get a friend request on social media or a follow request on social media from me, it is not me.
It is not you.
Just letting you know.
Yep.
It's not me. I don't send out follow requests. I only follow people that I know personally or I have talked with directly back and forth in person or on the phone, whatever it may be.
Safer that
and
way.
the reason is because all these fake accounts are targeting women and it's really bad on social media. But if any of you that are watching are interested in bringing me out for a concert or a motivational speaking, I do keynote speaking, I MC events, I do all that kind of stuff. You're going to get a real big taste of that this on Warrior Weekend.
Nice.
But if you know that you have some events and concerts, for whatever reason, we put out What You Think of Me, the music video in January this year. Every time I've ever put out a music video, my shows are stacked for the year.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
I've had 10 shows fall through because of the economy this year on promotions, ticket sales, and all that stuff. I've had 10 shows and 2 speaking engagements fall through simply because because folks weren't able to promote the event like they wanted to or whatever it may be. I'm eager to get out on stage. My shows are always off the chain regardless, but I'm eager to get out on stage. I love to speak. I love to perform. We do combos on corporate events. I do the keynote speaking and then perform at the gala for a concert, not background music, folks. I'll let you know.
That's right.
But but I would love for you to come out, get a taste of all of that, get to know me. You'll get to know if you decide that you want to bring me in or you want to bring me in for your event, whatever, or concert, you're going to know who you're bringing in because I'm no different off stage than I am than I am in real life.
Yep.
And message me directly. I handle all my own social media. So if you see me on social media, I'm doing my own stuff. So would love to chat with you.
Dale and I really want to put a concert on next year.
I'd love to.
I don't know if you know Natasha Owens, but we want Natasha Owens.
Also,
I do know her. Yes.
Okay. We would we think you and she need to.
We want some sort of freedom fest, some sort of
concert.
something that will go.
Something like a freedom
we're trying to coordinate.
We think that would be huge.
We're not promoters.
So you definitely a lot of folks that are putting first and second concerts together. You got to start now. That's the biggest thing. Get the venue locked in. We'll sign the contract and make it happen.
I think we need to. Here's Rich.
Do that. Hey, Ryan, again, thank you again for everything you've done for your service, for your family sacrifice to this country. It's just, you're a great person. We're proud, honored to know you, to know the Warrior Shield folks, to know Chance, and know Rich at Grit Gear and all. I mean, it's just been already feels like a little family, so we can't wait to actually meet all of you in person finally this September. Man, it's 3 weeks away. It's not that.
It'll be here before you know it.
Yeah,
did you see what Rich put out there, Ryan?
What did he put?
He's going to put your W logo on it. Speedo.
Right in the middle.
Right.
It'll have the wing, the Weaver cut your W right there in the middle.
It'll have to be a lowercase W for Jim. But
this is going to be fun.
My W, you can see it right here.
Right there.
It has the wings on it. So yes.
Yeah. So just let it.
It'll be the flying package. That's what we'll call it.
Spread its wings. All right. Hey, with that shirt, check out. Is that part of your collection? The one you're wearing?
Yeah, it was actually in the commercial for Grit Gear in the front window.
Yep, front window.
America, love it or leave it.
That's the Ryan
you guys
Weaver
go to Grit Gear Apparel, and I know that Rich put that link out there. We got a whole line of stuff. We got a brand new one, a new Trump shirt out there that was pretty straightforward. I don't know how well it's selling, but we usually catch up at the end of the month on sales and whatnot. But you guys check out that new Trump shirt that we got. But we got, there are, if you don't want to put something political on there, we got great patriotic shirts, because they are unyieldingly patriotic. There you go.
Correct. Way to go. There you go. Ryan, we're going to drop you out here. Jim and I are going to finish the show. We appreciate your time. We know how busy you are. And thanks for coming on. And if we don't talk to you beforehand, we'll see you in a few weeks.
Yep.
Yes, sir. Y'all be safe. Let me know if you need anything from me, guys.
We'll do for sure. We appreciate it. Thanks.
Right,
talk to you soon. Bye. Oh, Lord almighty, man, what a guy. Listen, why not 3 guys, 1 coup? Come on. Why not?
Yeah.
What an addition to the, he's just an incredible dude. He's just
fun,
a man.
Just
what
great.
A life. What great music. If you haven't had the chance to, please go listen to his music. It's
I think
absolutely
on the next show we'll play a couple
videos,
kind of little bits.
We want him to sit there and watch it. We understood that. We were going to play a couple of them. There's just, it's a song too. It's just, lives in liberal area, which know what's going on there. So, where Tim Walz does not live, by the way. So that's, to use one of his lines. What else you got here? Oh yeah, here you go. I'll just put it up. Buckeye, thanks, Ryan, for being here. Yes, Ryan, we appreciate it. What does this say? What the W stand for? I listen, wait, listen, we should have asked that, I'm sorry we didn't, but I probably don't want to know at this moment. I told him, Jim, I don't know if you heard it, but if they had a Speedo, you need a lowercase.
Yeah, I heard it.
Did you hear that?
I heard it.
I don't know what that means, but anyways, folks, listen, we want to thank Brian again. Absolutely an amazing human being. Just absolutely incredible organization in the Warrior Shield Foundation. Can't wait for the event, the Warrior Week on September 6th through 8th at the beautiful Rosen Center in Orlando, Florida. If you can't get your tickets to go, please go there and donate. Jim, anything else you want to add? I want to play Rick here once more.
Rich says, let's do 4 guys. He's in.
All right, let's do it.
So let's do it.
Let's do it.
We're going to be down in Orlando.
Yep, we'll see you. Let's hammer out the details. Let's get this thing done. Speaking of that, let's hear from Grit Gear real quick here. We'll come back to end the show. Hold on. There we go.
Grit is defined as firmness of character, unyielding courage in the face of hardship or danger. At Grit Gear Apparel, we honor all military, police, fire, public service, and patriotic Americans, both men and women regardless of color, creed, or religion. Our brand represents the love and freedom for our country, the heroism of all our men and women, and the principles of what this wonderful country was built on. Our goal is to regenerate the sense of patriotism and to spark the American pride within us, to stand together in the toughest times and become victorious, to preserve all our freedoms, to honor our flag, and to respect the men and women who have fought and died for us to have these freedoms. Wear our brand with pride, with a sense of patriotism, and as a statement for the love of our country. Whether you're military, public official, or civilian, our brand is for you. Together we stand as Americans.
Yeah, you did see that shirt in the front window,
Yep,
didn't you? There,
right there.
So it's gritgearapparel.com and loadcoffee.com. Not forget about coffee. It's an amazing coffee brand, incredibly good. Go do it, and you can mug too. Jim's he was drinking lock and load of today. Listen, short of time on, so I apologize, Jim. I thank you always for your assistance on this. Ryan Weaver, again, thanks. Always an honor, true honor for us to talk to him. Wait to meet him in person. He's a character, isn't he? I mean, just what a good human being, and a good
his heart's
character
in the right place, which is almost all of our veterans, right? They're all
you got that right.
Which is why Walls is not popular with them right now. So
that's right. These that know, and knows, and his family. He's a two-time star family member. He knows about the ultimate sacrifice and what fighting in combat is like. And when Tim Walz says that stuff, it resonates deeper than it does with anybody else. It resonates with our veterans who have done that. So, as we expected, and as we know, the Harris-Walz campaign is filled with lies, and anything to destroy America. That's all there is to it.
More to come.
More to
lies
come.
to come.
More lies to come. That's right, folks. And the media.
By the way, her way of fixing the economy is raising tax on the rich and getting rid of the Trump tax cuts on corporate taxes.
Yep.
That's going to stimulate the economy. All right.
That's it. There you go. Am I shocked?
Unemployment rate.
That's not even her plan. That's just what they told her to say.
Yeah.
So that's the thing. Jim, listen, I got to get out of here.
Go.
Folks, we will be back here Wednesday at 10:30 a.m. Eastern, 7:30 Pacific. Thank you all for who commented, who joined, who listened. Share the episode. Support Grit Gear. Support Lock and Load. Support Warrior Shield. Support Ryan Weaver. Jim, until next time, we'll talk to you soon. Adios, brother.